One piece of technology that I have learned this year is the use of quizzes. And what this is a platform where you can create quizzes where students are able to either have it as homework or they can play a game amongst themselves or an instructor led game. And I actually use this for practicing skills in the classroom, kind of like a study guide, I suppose, where students are able to play against each other, see a leaderboard, and see their own accuracy that they're answering questions correctly. I teach 5 through 8 reading in a private Christian school, and I also teach a social studies class to 8th graders as well. So this is an example of something that I use in the classroom here. And I don't ever really assign anything as homework on quizzes. I actually just use it as a practice game for a whole group practice. And I will normally choose instructor paced, so everyone who is logged into my game cannot progress to the next question without me allowing them to. It's easier. It keeps everyone on track. We're all on the same pace. So when you go ahead and click that, you'll see here that you are able to change some settings. I normally, for my 8th graders, allow them to choose their own name. For the younger grades, where I do this in reading, we don't always do that. So then what would happen on the instructor side is we would go ahead and start our quiz game. And the students would have to go to joinmyquiz.com, and then they'd enter this game code. So they would see this game code on my smartboard, and then they would be on their Chromebooks seeing the game code and as well as the quiz that started. So what you'll see as a instructor, as a teacher, you'll see all of your students' names pop up here, and you have the option to kick them out if you didn't want that student playing. Maybe they weren't allowed to play this in class. You also see the number of students that are already here in your page here. Once all the students are in, you can go ahead and start your session. And on the student side, they would see something similar to this, a little bit more colorful than this, where they see the question and then they see the different answers. They would then have to select the answer, and you would see all of the students pop up down here. Once they've selected it, if the timer hasn't run out, the question stops. There's a leaderboard that pops up like this, and you can continue on. At the end of each question, there is the chart viewed, seeing how many students got it right, how many got it wrong, and then as the instructor, since it is instructor paced, no student can move on until the instructor says next question. Then from here, the next question starts, and you can go all the way to however many questions you have. So I have 24 in this. You'll see here what student it is. They haven't answered yet because it hasn't lit up like that. Then again, it's all done. You can turn off timer, disable that timer. I use this for practicing skills, reinforcing comprehension and what we've talked about. So at the end, let's just say the game was over. You'd end your session, and then you would be able to see who was top 3. And it also shows you here the class accuracy, what was the toughest question, the longest question, some interesting facts, and then there's all the participants' names are down here, as well as what questions they got right and what they got wrong, as well as their score. So that kind of gives you a inside look at if you were going to use those same questions on a real quiz, on a paper quiz, or on a Google form quiz, what the accuracy might be, and if we need to take a little bit extra time to develop and reinforce information that we've learned throughout a chapter.